do all of that good shit.
Yep. And then it's going to catch us talking for a second.
Welcome into Jersey Chasers, everyone. I am your host, everyone's favorite season of autumn. I'm gonna bring that back. I am everyone's favorite season. I am. Joined by my beautiful co-host, Christy Acuity. Christy, how was your weekend?
Oh, my weekend was crazy. We had the grandbabies over Saturday. And normally I love having the grandbabies.
Mm-hmm.
Maya was a perfect little angel until her little baby brother woke up. Then she wanted us to put him back in the pack and play. She took her blankie out of there. She took the dinosaur that's supposed to be his out of there. And yeah, everything that we told her no, she just went ahead and did anyway. And she's testing us. And you know, I'm feeling for my daughter right now. But I mean, this is why I stopped at 1. But Sunday and Monday we relaxed and we pulled lots of weeds in the backyard, trying to get the yard looking right because it's starting to finally rain, and used the pool a lot. Lots of suntan, and I'm nice and crispy. How about you? How was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty good. What did I do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's the great part about it. I didn't do a thing. Had a day off on Monday because of course it was Memorial Day. So any weekend that I get to do absolutely nothing is a great weekend for me. But here on the Inside Edge Network, you guys know you gotta follow, like, subscribe, wherever you get your podcasts, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, you name it. Inside Edge is on there, available. We're also available on Twitch, if you guys didn't know.
Yeah, we're everywhere.
So we're everywhere. So, so if you guys didn't know,
go find us.
Yes, they will find us. But let's get started. Chrissy.
Yeah. We're going to start with the womp womp, aren't we?
Yes, unfortunately, we have to start. Got to start with a Cavs therapy session. Cleveland Cavaliers.
Womp womp.
Yeah, they decided to get swept. Now, I'm not going to go as far as everyone else and say that the Cleveland Cavaliers quit on their team. That's a little excessive. I have been hearing that all weekend. I think that's ridiculous.
You were tired.
Yeah, I mean, like, they played 14 games. They honestly, out of all the teams left, I'm pretty sure they played the most games. They played a total of 14 games coming in. Oklahoma City played 8 games coming in. San Antonio played, I think, 13, not even, maybe 12. And then, of course, New York played 10. So playing 14 games, they get swept by the New York Knicks. Now, a lot of people were calling for the head coach Kenny Atkinson. Kenny, of course, was coach of the year last year, and he got the team all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
You know what I want to blame? I want to blame Swift. She shows up to a Cavs game. Look what happens.
Yes, we'll talk about her fiance. We'll talk about her fiance in a minute. Right. But Kenny Atkinson, according to Brian Windhurst, is due to return. What have you thought of this Cavs season, Christy?
I mean, it's great that they got as far as they did, but you know, I mean, like when you crash out like that, you can't really say much about it. I mean, like you said, they played the most games leading up to this series with the Knicks. They were tired. Mm-hmm. I know they were tired. You know they were tired. They know they were tired. You know, everybody wants to say that they quit. Well, when you can't physically move, you know, I've been to the point of exhaustion, and it's hard to muster up, you know, the energy to keep going. And so, you know, hopefully LeBron will come back and, you know,
Yeah,
Make a
we'll
run
talk
at it
about
next season.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, let's talk about it a little bit. So again, the Cavs get swept by the Knicks. Game 1 was their best opportunity to win. They were up 22 with 7 minutes to
Yeah.
go. And then they blew the lead, and all of the games were not even close. 115 to 104, they lost game 1. They lost game 2 109 to 93. Game 3 was 121 to 108, and then game 4 was 130 to 93. So the Knicks make their first NBA finals in 27 years. But again, I'm not going to be that fan that's like, "Oh, they gave up. Like I give up on the team. Donovan needs to go. We need to trade all these people." No, no. I'm very proud of this team, okay? Because I have had zero faith in them. I've had
Yeah.
zero faith in them.
You didn't have any faith in them at all. Look at how well they did.
Making it to an Easter Conference final, I think
Mhm.
because of LeBron, we were always so spoiled to be like, "Oh, we're just gonna be there. We're gonna be there." Do you guys know how hard it is to make an Eastern Conference Finals? It is incredibly hard. This is the first Eastern Conference Finals of the post LeBron era. It took them 8 years to make an Eastern Conference Finals without LeBron James.
Only 2 teams make it each year.
So I'm gonna just say this. I think that the team and the direction they're going in is actually a pretty decent one.
Yeah.
I think you definitely need help on your bench. You definitely need a little bit more depth, and you gotta be able to trust guys more. I think the biggest thing this season is that there was no trust, and we saw it in the playoffs. Like anytime that there was a moment of like hesitation, there was like no trust within there. And I saw somebody say on Twitter, like, the Cavs games were so stressful. They were. They were.
Yeah.
I literally almost developed an ulcer in one of the games because I was like,
I
this
was
is
worried
so
about one of my
bad.
friends. He just had a heart attack. I was like, "Brian, don't be watching the games." But he did. Actually, no, he was asking people to tell him updates because he wouldn't watch it,
Mhm.
which is good. It's like, don't put
Mhm.
your life into the Cavs' hands. I wouldn't make you watch
Absolutely.
the Browns if you have heart problems.
You know?
But
They all but I'm gonna just say this. Getting swept by the New York Knicks is embarrassing. I genuinely hate the New York Knicks. I do. But
yeah,
I'm gonna say this. This is not like some people are like, "Oh, this is the greatest heartbreak of my Cleveland sports life." Babe,
no, it's
welcome to the
not.
club. Not even close. Every generation of Cleveland sports fans has a heartbreak. If this is your first one, welcome to the club, baby.
Right? You made it a long time. Either that or you're super young. And trust me,
Like,
if you think this is heartbreak, ask your grandparents about the fumble on the drive.
look, I can go through it. I can go through it. We got the
Or Red Right
fumble,
88.
the
Sorry.
drive, red white 88,
Yep.
the shot,
Yep.
getting swept by the Spurs in 2007, the fact that the Cavs couldn't beat the Celtics in 2008 and
Or the
2009 and
Bulls in the
2010,
80s.
the Golden State Warriors and how we should have won a championship in 2015. I will always stand on that. In 2015, we should have won a championship. In 2016,
Yeah.
we won, but
Yeah.
then the Guardians lose. The Guardians alone have so many. Like y'all, if this was your
Well,
first Cleveland sports heartbreak, just
and
welcome.
the Browns
Just
have 0
welcome.
and 16, you know.
Oh yeah, the Browns have 0 and 16, 1 and 15. Uh
Yeah. So,
the
you know,
kick six.
yeah, if this is the first time Cleveland has broken your heart, like I said, you're either very young
Mhm.
or you just, haven't been around Cleveland sports for long enough.
No, no. So
You must
honestly,
have gotten lucky enough to date somebody.
yeah, because honestly, this getting swept by the Knicks,
Yeah.
honestly, this is
Yeah, this is
nothing.
nothing.
And everybody's been like crashing out. They've been like, it's the worst team. I'm like, you guys, the
Well,
Browns play in the city.
people
Let
are a
it
lot
go.
people are a lot more dramatic right now, like, than what they
Yeah,
used to be. I mean,
it's yeah. Nah.
back when we had the Red Right 88, the drive, and the fumble, there was no social media. So you could literally hear your neighbors in the hood screaming and yelling and breaking stuff, but like you didn't know how bad it was out there. Now we all know how bad it is out there, and this isn't that bad.
No, not even close. Not even close to being bad. This is actually like, y'all, breathe, calm down.
Well,
But
let's
at
move
least,
on to
yeah,
more
that's a
Cleveland news, right?
yes, yes, yes. Um, we'll talk about the LeBron. Well, actually, you know what? No,
No,
let's
we're
talk
gonna.
about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
Okay.
it right now.
All
Let's
right.
talk about it right now.
We'll hold
So
off on our Cleveland
if
news.
you guys don't know, LeBron James is a free agent. He is not only this is not the first time in his career he's been a free agent. This is his third time.
Yeah.
Yes, third time. But this is his first time being an unrestricted free agent. So what an unrestricted free agent means is that when you're a restricted free agent, the team that you're with can offer you either more or they can match the team that you plan to sign with. When you're an unrestricted free agent, you can essentially get offered a buku amount of money. You can do whatever you want. Your team doesn't have to match. You're just a free agent. So for the first time in his career, he's an unrestricted free agent. Now, I do not think he will sign with the Los Angeles Lakers. Again, I think his time in LA is done. I think he's done all he can do. He won a championship in the bubble. He got to play with his son. A lot of people think that either one of two things is going to happen. He's either going to retire, which I don't think he will. That's not LeBron James. That's not his competitive heart. Or he's going to sign somewhere else. And it only makes one logical sense where he could sign.
Yeah,
And that
because
is
if
with the
he's
Cleveland
not staying
Cavaliers.
in LA, and I think we've talked about this before. Like
Yes.
we've said, his kids are still pretty much in LA,
Yeah, well,
but
his son, yeah, his
he
son
has a
Bryce
home
is
in
in
Cleveland.
Arizona. Yeah, his son
Yeah.
Bryce is in Arizona. His daughter is, I think, about to either go to high school or she's in middle school still. She's like 12 or 13, which is crazy because I remember when she was born. And
Yeah.
then Bronny, of course, plays on the Lakers. Now, I've seen some interesting things. I've seen, oh, we're gonna sign and trade, so sign a contract and trade a buku amount of players to get him on the team. Um,
I don't think it would take him a lot of money to come back though.
no, I don't think so. He's also
Yeah.
about to be 42, and
Right.
I
So
love
why do
LeBron
people think it's going to take all this
because
to get
again,
him?
this is the first time that he's been an unrestricted. Last time
Yeah.
he was a restricted, every time it's been like oh, we got to jump through hoops to get him here, to get him back.
Oh, I don't think it's going to be that hard.
No,
I
he's
think that,
42.
yeah. Where else is he going to go? We've
It,
discussed this.
yeah, Cleveland's the only place that makes sense. Now, LeBron is the biggest fish they're talking about, but the second biggest fish that they're talking about is Giannis Antetokounmpo. So if you guys don't know, Giannis Antetokounmpo, it has been in a sort of very weird relationship with the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis is very clearly the best player. They won a championship about 5 years ago. It hasn't really worked out since. They tried to get Damian Lillard to sort of say, like, here you go, like, we're trying to win. But Damian Lillard, of course, famously gets hurt. They didn't get swept in the first round. They lost in 5 games in the first round against an 8 seed Miami team that had no business beating them. But now everybody's like, who can the Cavs trade to get Giannis Antetokounmpo? And y'all, I'm gonna just say this: I don't want Giannis. I don't want him.
Our housewife from Utah, Angie, would be upset.
It's yes, Angie Castroneves. I'm sorry, Angie. Angie Gay. I don't want him though.
Yeah.
I don't want him. I don't want him. I think he's a nice player, but I don't want him here. We got enough. We got enough attitude.
Oh, there you go.
We don't need any more. We don't need any more. Let's move on. We're gonna have one story before we go to break here in a couple minutes. The Cleveland Guardians are first in the division with 33-25 record. They have a 4-game lead over the Chicago White Sox, who are 27-27. And just
Nice.
today, it was announced that Cleveland native Travis Kelce has now become a minority investor in the Cleveland Guardians. So what does that mean? That means he joined
3%.
the ownership team. That means he has a small stake in the team. And that means that he can make business decisions about the team. What'd you think of this?
It's 3%. I mean, what kind of business decisions is he really going to be able to make?
I mean, it's kind of like a vanity thing. It's kind of like how Usher it has ownership in the Cavs. Like he doesn't really make a lot of decisions, but he's the
Miles has
vanity
ownership in the
owner.
Cavs. I think it's more about I get to go to any game I want to for free. I can sit wherever I want to for free. I got the best parking spot for free. But I mean, and all the swag from the team that you want for free. But I mean, that's pretty much what they paid for.
Yeah, I mean a little bit, but I'm gonna just say this. I think it's a cool move. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
like as someone from the city, like if you grow up to become successful, that's always the thing that's in the back of your mind is I want to invest in a sports team because I want to own a little piece of it. So
Right.
him sort of saying like, hey, like this was really, really special to me. I want to own a little piece of it. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty awesome. A lot of people are like, "Oh, we're gonna see him at games more, guys." You're probably not gonna see him at games more. Like
Not
you
during
probably
football
won't.
season.
Like football season's about to start.
Taylor is going to start singing the national anthem at every single home. I can't say it. Every single home Indians game. I can't
I,
say
I
the G
don't
word.
want that lady nowhere near my team. But when we come back from the break, we're going to talk about the wild weekend in sports because there was so much that happened.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about it.
Nuts.
It was a little crazy. We're going to get a station ID. And then once we hit station ID, we're going to have about a 3-minute break. But thank you guys for watching us here on Inside Edge Network. We'll be back in just a few.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of sports apparel and jerseys from all over the leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans from football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, and golf, and everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on the screen right now to celebrate your teams.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code INSIDEEDGE10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code INSIDEEDGE20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network.
All right, welcome back, guys. Christy, yeah. Let's talk about what happened this weekend all over sports. This was a crazy weekend. Let's specifically talk about what happened in the super regional, the NCAA women's softball super regional. I know people are going to be like, why are you guys talking about this? Y'all, this was the craziest story of the weekend. So this has to do with Texas Tech. Texas Tech is the defending Women's College World Series national championship. Texas Tech has a lot of money that they spent in NIL. They literally spent $1 million on a pitcher last year to win the College World Series. So there is a player by the name of Mia Williams. Mia Williams is the daughter of Jason Williams. Jason Williams is a famous NBA basketball player. Famously, high school teammates with Randy Moss, like everything. So Jason and his wife both went to the University of Florida in Gainesville. Both were standout athletes there. Their daughter Mia grows up and she goes to the University of Florida as well. She spends 2 seasons there, and after her second season, her mom comes out and is like, essentially like, yeah, the coaching staff was terrible. My daughter didn't have a great time there. She'll be transferring. So she transfers to Texas Tech for this season. Now, again, Texas Tech plays in the SEC. Florida plays in the SEC. Usually you would think these two teams would meet up before this. Apparently they hadn't. But
they did this weekend.
They did this weekend. So in order to make the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City, you have to win 2 games out of the 3 for the Super Regional. They split the series, but Texas Tech ends up winning it. But all 3 games were absolutely batshit crazy. So Mia Williams is hit once in the first game, twice in the first game, twice in the second game, once in the third game. She hits 2 home runs, 1 in the third game to give the team the lead, 1 in the first game just because. Jason Williams gets kicked out of the second game because he's fighting with Florida fans because they hit his other daughter with stuff. Yeah. You had Florida parents cussing at players. You had players fighting. Like, it was crazy. You had parents fighting.
Not good.
And then the third game, Florida's head coach actually gets kicked out of the game. He gets ejected from the game. It gets even crazier. So Texas Tech wins. They beat them 16-7. Jason Williams goes on the field and does the Gator chomp. It is such a FU way of like, you suck. You suck. Florida players don't come out and shake their hand after the game, the handshake line after the game. It's just a hot ass mess. Now, Jason Williams has been going on different podcasts, but he has been talking about it, but it's just been crazy. But it was crazy. It was nuts.
We had a Pee-wee football game down here that was very similar, where a mom didn't like what was happening and she decided to run out on the field and take things into her own hands with one of the opposing players. And it's like, parents, do not get involved. And fans of opposing teams, be better sports fans. Like, don't be rude to someone's sibling. Don't be rude to their family just because they switched for more money. I mean, like, come on, put yourself in the same situation. If you were offered a lot more money to switch and you felt like you were getting jacked around before, wouldn't you take the money and run? Yeah. So, like, it's ridiculous how these people are acting. Let's just be able to enjoy sports.
Yeah. Now, Jason did come out and say this weekend, he essentially was like asked about like his affiliation with Florida. And he essentially was like, yeah, I don't want to be affiliated with the school anymore because of how they treated my daughter, how they treated me, how they treated my family, which I can understand. This is someone who went to the school over 20 years ago. His wife went to the school. Like, this is a family that was deeply entrenched in that city. And that's how you treat them. Now, he did come out after the game and said the reason why the Florida coach got ejected is because he didn't want to shake hands with his daughter, which is, it sounds a little crazy, but I understand.
He talked smack about the coach. Why would he want to shake hands with her specifically? Granted, if you felt like you were getting a shaft, leave gracefully. A lot of a lot of sports figures feel like they're getting the shaft by, a team that they played for previously or a coach that they played for previously, but they don't go out there and start talking a bunch of shit right away.
Honestly,
Because it does
it,
make it look bad. Because, okay, well, granted, there's not Major League Softball, but if there was,
there is. It's called the AUSL.
well, my bad.
It's called the AUSL.
Well, do you think their coaches are going to look at that type of situation and be like, are we going to have that type of problem in the locker room?
Maybe.
I
I don't know, but
mean,
yeah, that was a pretty nutty finish. Also this weekend, the women's college G1 lacrosse tournament happened, and it was a controversial finish in that game. It was against two of the most winningest teams in lacrosse history, with was excuse me, with Northwestern in North Carolina, and a lot of people think North Carolina was cheated out of the national championship because of a play that happened. But it's Northwestern's first championship in over 2 years. And we have to talk about what I think was the most hilarious event of the weekend. Have you heard of the enhanced games, Christy?
wait, what?
The enhanced games. Yes. Okay, so the enhanced games was a multi-sport event, essentially like the Olympics, like
Okay.
Summer Olympics. So it's founded by Aaron D'Souza, and it allowed athletes to use PEDs.
Mm.
So they wouldn't have to use have drug tests. They like nothing
Get
that
back up on the roids then. Go
yes,
for it.
yes. Yes.
Ugh.
Absolutely. So
Gotta go watch this now.
oh, it was a hot ass mess. It was
Yeah.
so bad. But the good thing about it is that a lot of the athletes did get paid. So like for winning a race, you could win up to $1 million. For
Oh,
losing a race, you could win like $20,000.
well,
So that
hell,
was yeah.
I could go lose a race.
When I tell you this was so bad, but it was so funny because this one guy who was a swimmer, he got like super jacked. He like super roided up, like everything you could think of. He came in dead last.
Damn.
He came in
Well,
dead last.
he still gets
Almost everybody that won the events didn't use any sort of drugs. Didn't use no drugs. Because non-enhanced athletes could compete too. And when I
right.
say it looked night and day with the
Yeah.
like roided up athletes versus the not. It was so
Damn, I gotta go
funny.
watch this.
Oh, it's so hilarious. But we're gonna hit on something else real quick before we get to all of our reality TV show stuff because there's so much. There's so much to talk about this
Yeah.
week. We have to talk about Kyle Busch. We were talking about him a little bit. So if you guys don't know what happened with Kyle Busch was a NASCAR racer. He passed away unexpectedly last week. It was announced one day that he had been hospitalized with an undisclosed illness, and literally the next day he had passed away. News came out that what happened was he had a sinus infection. He kept racing. That sinus infection turned into pneumonia. He kept racing. Pneumonia turned into sepsis. And I don't know if you guys know this, but when sepsis hits your body, that's pretty much a death sentence. It hits it quick, and it hit his body quick. He was apparently found in his home, and
In the
his
race
family got him to the
simulator.
hospital, but it was too late. Now, I was telling Christy, everything I know about Kyle Busch was completely diabolical.
Pretty much.
Everything I knew about that man was not good. Was not good.
If you watched any of the pre-race festivities or honorings, whatever you want to call it, they did interview, of course, a lot of his current competitors, his former competitors, and his nickname was Rowdy for a reason. Now, I wasn't a fan of his. I've never been a fan of his. I thought it was a disgrace that he was driving the number 8 car because I'm a Junior fan, and him and Junior had a notorious rivalry. So any
Mm-hmm.
fan of Junior's who has a JR tattoo on them is not going to be a fan of Kyle Busch. Now, that being said, how he passed was a super shocking. Like I can, but to know that he, of course, wasn't going to slow down or stop because it's racing, you know, he pushed himself all the time. I mean, as a kid, he pushed himself. Um, he was unfortunately one of the greatest NASCAR drivers ever. He's the most winningest NASCAR driver, and it was a shame that he passed away the way he did.
Yeah,
Um, it was crazy, and if you think about it, like there's a lot of NASCAR drivers that have passed away in super weird ways. Greg Biffle and his whole entire family were on a plane.
plane and it blew up.
Yeah. Joe Gibbs, he's had a couple of family members, I think sons and grandsons, pass away in helicopter crashes, sometimes leaving or coming to the races. Like, these guys, they are just so used to hopping on to these planes or these helicopters, jumping into their race simulators, no matter how they're feeling. And, they live life fast. And unfortunately, I want to know what happened in the race simulator. Did he finish the race first?
That's crazy that you asked that. That's nuts.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
an inquiring mind wants to know. But yeah, I mean, super sad for Kyle Busch and his family and all the drivers that knew him and that raced with him. That, tons of the drivers that are racing now grew up watching him as kids. They were sharing pictures of them meeting him at a race and getting a picture with him. And, to them, that was everything to be able to drive with their hero. So it's a shame.
yeah.
Indy racing was fun this weekend.
Yeah. Um, I didn't want to bring down the mood, but like I said, anything I knew about the man was completely diabolical. I knew he punched somebody in the face during a race. He got out of his car. Also,
Oh, yeah, that happened.
I did think what was interesting is that I saw something that said it for the first time since 1979, this weekend was the first time a Bush or an Earnhardt did not race in NASCAR, which is crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy for over almost 50 years, two
yeah,
people or two families.
families. Yep, generations. So, they are saving the number 8 for Kyle's son to drive
Mhm.
once he gets old enough to be able to drive a NASCAR. You do have to be 18. Um, so once again, I don't think that Kyle should have had the 8 anyway. He started off as 18. Then he went to 38. Now he's 8. And to have the number 8 because that was Junior's for so long, it's weird to me, but that's me.
Yeah. Um before we go to another quick break, and then after the break we'll have an extended long
Much
talk
more
about
upbeat stuff.
well we have to talk about tennis real quick.
Yes.
Roland Garros, the French Open is occurring right now. And I'm going to say this every time the French Open happens, there's a stupid headline. There's like the dumbest stuff happens. And I'm going to say this about tennis players. Tennis players are the most irrational people I've ever met because nothing that they beef over makes any sense. Like, at all. Like, at all. Like nothing like I could tell you the most ridiculous thing and I'm like, yeah, these two tennis players are openly beefing over it. Like why? So I'm gonna just go over it real quick before we go to the break. Elena Ribbianca, who is the world number two, she lost in 3 sets, which is crazy. Coco Gauff has made it past the first couple rounds. Coco is the defending champ. She beat Ariana Sabalenka last year, which I always root for that lady to lose. She's super villain. Naomi Osaka has been in the news twice. She wore a beautiful, and when I say beautiful, I mean beautiful dress. In her opening, it was couture, so that means it fit her body, and of
Mm,
course, it's France. Why would she not wear French couture? Um, and then she, of course, faced some backlash for that because you
whatever.
can't be a woman, you can't be black, you can't like it's just. And then the infamous dinner. So Naomi actually hosted a dinner for black tennis players and personalities in France. And she's gotten a lot of backlash. And essentially she said, what's the problem? Like the white players do it too. We like this is
Right.
not a big deal. And like I said, tennis is stupid. They have the dumbest controversies. Because you're mad at this girl for having a nice dress and having
Mhm.
dinner with her friends.
Okay, okay, I have to interject here because you mentioned people are mad at her for posting a picture of her with her black friends at a dinner
It's
who
all
also
black tennis
happen to be
players.
tennis figures.
Yeah. They're black
Okay,
tennis players, black tennis professionals,
right.
anyone that was black and involved with tennis and then not Venus and Serena were at
Now,
this
to
dinner.
me, this for somebody to have a problem with it, I think is stupid. Why? Why should you? Are you jealous because you didn't get invited to the dinner? Like, there's no
It's
reason
so
for
stupid.
anybody to be upset over this. And I wanted to bring up something else where race kind of played a part into something. I did a quick short with my buddies over the weekend, and it was
Yeah.
take one of these quarterbacks out of this equation that you don't like, you think is the worst quarterback. There's Patrick Mahomes, Dan Marino, Joe Montana, John Elway, Tom Brady, and Peyton Manning. And
Hmm.
out of all those guys, I said Patrick Mahomes. And my reasoning is because I think the other guys faced more difficult and harder playing defensive players. Okay.
When you explained that to me, I understood it.
Right. So one of my co-hosts, I won't say which one, but he was like, you're going to get dragged through the mud over this because you picked the only player of color. And I'm like, that has nothing to do with my reasoning. Whenever I talk about football, I try to talk about not only how I feel personally, but like when you ask me like what I think out of all those players, who is the best player? I'm going to give you my honest opinion on who I think is the worst one out of those players because that's my honest opinion. I'm not going to think with my heart and be like John Elway because that would be the obvious choice for me since I'm a Browns fan. He broke my heart 2 times in the 80s, took away chances for my team to go to the Super Bowl 2 times in the 80s.
John
So
Elway is literally like you cannot say that man's name in Cleveland. You cannot say it.
he killed his own agent. Anyway, so I didn't say that out loud. So, like I said, I gave my reasoning, and I hope nobody else was thinking the same way my co-host was, because when I think about football, I mean, like, I love Myles Garrett. I'm a huge Shador fan. Like,
So you weren't doing it with the malicious intent of race. That's
well,
what
of
I'm.
course not. I
Yes,
never do.
of
I don't
course.
think that
No.
way about anything, anytime that I go through life, because that's not in the forefront of my brain, because not everybody thinks that way. Like,
I understand how it could have been taken that way, but honestly, I low key agree with you. Out of all those players, I would have probably also removed Patrick Mahomes, and that has nothing to do with race. Even though I do not like that man and his wife, who literally said that his favorite food was, in the most racist way, by the way, she said fried chicken.
Oh Jesus.
No, no. So, but like to bring it back, no, like the tennis is such a like a beautiful sport. I genuinely like tennis. I think
Yeah.
when it gets going, it gets great. But the dumbest controversies
Yeah. I'd be
I've
jealous
ever
that I
seen.
didn't get invited to the dinner. That would be the only thing that I'd be upset about. Like, I want to go to that dinner.
And again, this is a sport that has been notoriously like has not really embraced like black stars.
Yeah.
Like again, you had Arthur Ashe, who's a black star. You had Serena and Venus, and now you have more people, more black young people playing this game. And instead of saying like, "Oh my God, our game is getting out there," we have young people playing it. You're mad because they all decided to get dinner together. Stupid, just
Yeah.
dumb. Now, when we come back from the break, we're gonna talk about Real Housewives of Rhode Island, Summer House Reunion. We're gonna give you a Love Island UK preview. We're going to talk about Love Island USA and why they are not dropping that cast right now. And we're going to get into a whole lot more, but you guys are watching us here on Inside Ed Network. We'll be back in a few. Take a break. Take a little breather. Don't go nowhere. Please don't go anywhere. We love you. But we'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everyone. Christy, I just got well, I
Oh,
don't just get, I'm always trolling. Um, the producer of Mormon Wives just spoke to Variety. Now, this is we're getting into our reality show, like pop culture segment, you guys,
portion.
all right? But the producer opens up on whether Taylor and Dakota will appear in season 5 following the controversy. They said, I've talked to Taylor and she wants to come back. I want her to come back. So I'm really hopeful that that's going to happen. This is the crazy part. This is where I'm like, oh, she's whoever this producer is insane. They said she's amazing. I mentioned Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian. Taylor Frankie Paul has that thing like her two predecessors do, where she's just made for this. To share her life on camera, she does it like breathing air. She doesn't edit herself. She's really built for this type of lane. So I'm very hopeful that she'll be back very soon, and I'm hopeful we can do all sorts of other projects with her as well. And then she said, if you watched the live feed from the judge's courtroom, both Dakota and Taylor have to stay away orders now that are official. So unfortunately, whatever your perspective, we won't be able to shoot with them together ever again, or at least for a very long time. But I'm very hopeful that we'll be shooting with both of them or either of them very soon. Which is crazy to say. That's
Let's give them a
nuts.
bigger platform.
Why would these two people are genuinely insane? Do not give them a platform.
No.
And she's openly beefing with her co-stars who are like, girl, you're crazy. There's a reason why.
That's the reason why the producer wants her back. Because she's batshit crazy and she will bring in viewers.
Yeah,
it makes sense as a producer.
It does. It does make sense as a producer. So
as
let's
just no.
So let's get into all the different things. So number one, Southern Hospitality just released their reunion trailer. The Valley released their mid-season trailer. We're gonna get into the Valley soon. We're probably gonna get a trailer here soon for the Real Housewives of Rhode Island reunion as well, because they're gonna shoot it as well. Remember how we mentioned Huda and Louis? I understand. Yeah, I get why they broke up, because Huda released a single. It's bad. Don't listen to it. It just sounds like a bunch of Instagram captions melded together into a song. It's really bad.
Mamacita.
Amaya and Shelly were at the AMAs this weekend, and we're gonna, you know what? Let's start with Love Island. Let's start with Love Island.
Let's do it.
Season 8 of Love Island is due to start soon. This is the official promo cover of the show. Now, I mentioned this before, but we have not gotten an official cast from them.
Ooh, I know why. You want to know why? You want to know why?
Yeah. Tell them. Okay. Tell the people.
Because the producers are afraid that the internet sleuths are going to find dirt on these people before they can even get the first episode out. And then they're going to have to scrap the whole entire season.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know why she said that, it's because that's exactly what happened last year. That's literally what happened last season. So last season, Love Island USA season 7, they introduced the cast, and before you could even say go on the island,
the first night,
they found that Yulissa, who I blame for all the bad things happening last season, had said the N-word on a podcast. They went through Austin's DMs, not DMs, reposts, and saw that he was a little crazy, a little out there. And it was just like social media involvement was like way. And then the Sierra of it all. By the way, Sierra got caught because of Huda's fans. I will never forget that. She literally got caught because Huda's fans hated her so much.
It's crazy. Like, I want to know how these producers of like this show and Love is Blind, how they don't vet these people. I mean, like, it would literally take us 10 minutes to find out everything on these people.
Literally.
And they've got time to vet these people before they actually start production and start filming, and like before they even fly them to Fiji. Like, y'all need to hire some real people. Hire me. use to make some money right now. I will find out dirt on these people. I
This
will
is the
vet them
other
for you. I will find you
this
good people.
this is the other thing about all these different dating shows, especially dating reality shows like Love is Blind and Love Island. They have to go through a psych eval.
Yeah. They fake it.
How some of these people pass psych evals is crazy.
They fake it.
But yeah, we haven't gotten a cast yet. I don't think we're getting a cast until we see them people walk into the villa.
Probably
I,
not.
I I don't think so. And I think actually that's the fun of it, because that kind of like it you kind of be like, okay, who is this person coming in? Oh, all right.
Right.
I just
Hopefully they're
say,
not influencers.
please no more influencers. I'm begging y'all, no more influencers.
Let them
And
become it afterwards.
yes. And also, please, I'm begging y'all. The bombshell women are going to be great. The bombshell men cannot look like the shit on the bottom of my shoe. They cannot look like ferrets in the wild. They cannot look like Cynthia from the Rugrats, whose hair been pulled out. And please,
Why
begging y'all.
not?
I hate it.
Yeah,
Hate it so much.
Pepe has his days where a certain angle will catch him, and for a split second, he looks halfway decent. But
there
that's a
was
split second.
Yeah, that's a split second. There was a Love Island cast that was announced. Love Island UK.
Oh,
This is the
yay.
Love Island UK cast. I usually watch both because they come on right after the other. But this is the Love Island UK cast. We got Robin, Mika, Lola, Angelista, Ellie, Jasmine, Lorenzo, Sam, Sean, Samaj, Obi, and Aiden.
Sean looks creepy to me.
He
Down
ain't
the
got
bottom
no
corner.
neck. He
He
ain't
just
got no neck. He's just looking like this. He doing this.
I don't know. He looks creepy to me. I don't
He's
know.
doing this. He's doing this.
Can we talk about Perfect Match for a second?
Yes, we can talk about Perfect Match. Let's talk about Perfect Match.
From watching Vanderpump, I had some hopes for Allie, and she's a Buckeye too. And I think they're catching her. First of all, they're giving the girl too much alcohol. Because she starts getting in her real emotional state after she's been drinking all day in the sun, and now it's nighttime and it's time to choose, and every time she's half in the bag. I told you, like, I didn't know if half the time she was joking or if she was being serious, and you're like, no, she's being dead ass serious. And yeah, because she's drunk.
Yeah, a lot of people have been kind of exposing Allie. Well, if you guys don't know this, she was on a couple episodes of Southern Hospitality. It was actually like talked about before the season, and people were like, "Why was she on episodes?" So apparently, she's actually originally from Charleston, and then she moved to LA. But now she moved back to Charleston after her breakup with James. Well, by the way, also DJ James Kennedy is having a baby.
What?
Yeah, he's having a baby. I forgot to tell you that last week. He's having a baby.
Oh my God.
He got his girlfriend of 7 months pregnant. But yeah, no, Allie has been a little off the rails. But let's talk about the show that made them all famous, The Valley. Boy, where do we start here? Where do we even start? Danny.
Oh.
I can't keep defending you. I don't even want to defend you at this point.
Lala finally talked to Daniel when he was sober, and after Nia encouraged him very, very much to do so. And of course, he's doing the thing where he knows he's in front of the cameras. He's like, yeah, I know, I gotta go talk to her. I know I messed up. Like, you shouldn't have to be told that. And I'm surprised Lala took it as well as she did.
Well, okay, I'm gonna just say this about Lala. I think Lala actually does fit well with this cast. I'm not I don't really care for her still. Like I'm not really a fan of hers. I'm never really gonna be a fan of hers. But I do think she does fit with the Valley cast really well. But I really want to talk about the lunch she had with Kristen, Zach, and Brittany.
Oh, and she tells Kristen's got to take care of business.
She's like, Kristen, I don't understand about your man. I don't understand about this man. Like she's your friend. Why, like, the way she talks makes me so angry because I'm like, girl, you don't talk like this in real life. You do
Yeah.
not talk like this in real life. You're trying so hard to be like, I'm hard, I'm Lala, I'm the best. Ugh. But I understand where Kristen was coming from in that moment. She's telling them, she's like, hey, it's not my place to go
Right.
confront Nate. That's not my relationship, that's not my marriage. And she even said, like, I look up to them because they do handle things off camera. They're not
Right.
trying to embarrass each other. They're
Yeah.
not trying to use each other for personal gain. They're really trying to like work on their marriage and work on who they are.
They're
And
living
then
a normal relationship.
mhm.
Because that's how normal relationships are. You don't take your dirt and your baggage out of your home for everyone to see. And yes, it's a
Now
reality show. They're supposed to be showing the reality side of it, but
now do I think Danny has a bit of a problem? Maybe. We've talked about this over the last year. He clearly, when he gets drunk, he turns into a
Mhm.
completely different person. Like, that's very
Yeah.
clear. He turns into Dark Danny. I don't really like call him Dark Danny, like, because he's really just an asshole. Just say he's a
Yeah.
dick. He turns into a dick.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I used to say when you fed somebody a certain amount of drinks, it was like 3 Captain and Cokes, he was okay. 4th one, it was instant asshole.
Mm-hmm.
I won't mention that it was Zoe's dad, but yeah, instant asshole at 4 Captain and Cokes.
Hey, you said it, not me. But the thing that really made me say, I know she not talking, was Brittany. Brittany sat and was like, "Well, I can't say anything about him. Y'all jump down my throat if I said anything about him."
Mhm.
And Zach was like, "Girl, you don't even like Nia." And she was like, "I
What are you
do like
talking about?
Nia. I never said anything bad about her." And Zach was like, "You make digs at her all
All the
the
time.
time." And then they showed evidence of her making digs at Nia. And
Well,
she
but
tried
she
to use
wasn't watching that flashback at the time.
no, and she tried to kind of say like she tried to really say like, oh, like, I know what it feels like. I went through a situation with Jax. Jax was a monster.
Yeah, Jax was
Jax is a
nothing
monster.
like Danny.
Danny's a drunk asshole, but
Yeah,
Jax was a literal monster.
yeah. Well, Jax,
Please,
it was add cocaine, instant monster, which was all the time, evidently.
well, you didn't even need to add cocaine. Jax was just a monster because
Yeah,
he was sober all of last year. He was still a monster. He was actually
was he really?
worse off
I
the
don't know.
cocaine.
I don't know. I don't think he was.
But but okay. So I watched the mid-season trailer. You didn't watch
Yeah.
it.
No, not yet.
So the preview for tonight is that Jesse and Michelle finally sit down. They are trying to go over their divorce things, and
Yeah,
Jesse
it's
goes, "Well,
emotional.
you didn't even bring me papers." And Michelle like slides the
Ooh,
papers over to him. She was like, "Here, I
so
have
cute.
papers for you." But in the mid-season trailer, we see more of Danny and Nia and the group coming at them, and Janet once again comes at Nia. And I will say this: Nia do not play around when it comes to Janet. I've never seen that lady yell. She yelled at Janet and made Janet cry, and I was like, finally,
Good.
finally.
Yeah.
We also get to see Jasmine and Melissa and their wedding preparations. We get to see
Mhm.
Kristen and Luke. I think their struggles are mainly because like they very much jumped into a relationship and had a baby and did
Yeah.
all the stuff backwards. Um, but I'm really excited going forward to see. I know some people say the Valley is such a dark show, and I'm like, I've seen
No,
worse.
it's real life though. I mean, it's they've got kids, they've got bills, I mean, granted, they've got a
Mhm.
lot more money to pay those bills, but you know, they're going through their divorce, which being divorced, it's not the funnest time. It's not the most glamorous time. You will see people at their absolute ugliest during a divorce. So
Yeah.
for them to be doing this show while some of them are still going through divorces with children involved, which makes it even worse. And you know what? With Kristen and Luke, I give Luke a lot of credit because he gives Kristen so much grace for as crazy as she is. And she is crazy. You know, she was crazy before she was partum. She's postpartum now. You know,
Mm-hmm.
she's her own. But I've actually, like, when they bring up old clips from when she was younger, you can
Oh,
see how much she's grown.
she's changed. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think she has her moments here and there where she's a little bit off her rocker, but I understand her more now because she literally just had a baby.
Yeah. And
And
she's definitely going through that postpartum weight,
mm-hmm.
like, because she was doing, you know, they were trying to get pregnant before, so she was pumping herself full of hormones. So that put a lot of weight on her. And I get it. Like, I was very much a beanpole like her. You know, she was 110 pounds soaking wet and 5'9". That was how I was when I was younger. And, you know, having a kid changes your body. And I was lucky enough to keep my skinny little self for up until the last couple of years. And then lucky me, medications for my neck. Maybe. But anyway, I can totally get where she's looking in the mirror and she's not recognizing herself, because it's like
Yeah.
one day you wake up and you're like, oh my God.
Like, who am I? Like, what's going
Yeah.
on? Like, yeah, I fully understand it. That happened to me with birth control. One day I was a decent weight. Everything was fine, and then the next day I'd gained like 50 pounds. So,
Yep.
like, I understand it. But yeah, we got a mid-season preview. It looks like an interesting season going far. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
just rattle off some things and we're gonna end with the Real Housewives of Rhode Island recap. Alandria released her first fashion collab today. She released it with Brandon Blackwood. And it's sold out in 15 minutes.
Good for her.
So pretty great for her. Like I said, Southern Hospitality released their reunion trailer. We get to see a lot of craziness. Their season finale airs tonight, so theirs starts next week. We got a summer, so I'm gonna quickly go over Summer House because I told Christy she need to watch the reunion. Okay,
Yeah, I'm just gonna watch the reunion. Nothing else about it.
you don't need to watch Summer House to understand the reunion. Just know Amanda and West are insane. They're crazy. They are two people who should not be together, and they're literally together to spite Amanda's former best friend Sierra. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
That's really all you need to know. But let's get into the Real Housewives of Rhode Island recap. So we are it's the aftermath of
trivia night.
Kelsey, Rosie. Yeah, we got trivia night at Audrey's. We got a crazy car ride, but let's start off with Rosie and Kelsey. So we are post Rosie and Kelsey. Rosie kicking Kelsey out of her house, calling her a slam pig, doing whatever she does. Now Kelsey gets on the phone with Liz and just lies through her teeth.
Yeah.
Lies through her teeth. And she's like, oh, Rosie's no fun. She's this, she's that. And Rosie has literally said, and I watched a ton of interviews, she said, I don't think people realize that up to that point in the summer, it wasn't just the things we saw on the show.
Mm-hmm.
She said Kelsey was saying stuff way before the summer. She called her husband gay. She said her house was fake. She said she had 2 affairs. She said that all these different things about Kelsey, and she was like, it was like dig after dig after dig after dig after dig. And Rosie just was like, she's like, in that moment, she was like, I couldn't keep taking it.
Yep, she exploded.
So she exploded. She calls Rosie calls Ashley. Ashley's like, oh my God, aren't you guys excited for trivia night? And Rosie's like, yeah, if Kelsey's coming, I'm not coming. I'm not coming. She's like, I'm not coming.
And Ashley was even saying, and I can see Ashley's point of view. She was like, are you sure Kelsey wasn't trying to joke with you and be funny about it? And Rosie's like, no, she wasn't. She was trying to be funny about it. She really
wasn't.
They just didn't have that relationship, I think. Like,
no, they don't have that relationship at all.
So Kelsey trying to be funny when you're not that way with each other, it's not funny to Rosie. Anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, I can see if it was like Ashley and Rosie.
Right.
Like, if
Exactly.
Ashley pulled up and said that, I'm like, Rosie would have been like, "Oh, that's
Yeah.
funny." But
Yeah.
Kelsey had been making so many digs at her that she was like,
Yeah.
"No, why
No.
are you pulling up to my house with a speaker
Mhm.
system and a boom box saying the house police is looking like 8,000 inches and not 800 square?" Like, it was so stupid.
It was, yeah, bad.
So then we get to Audrey's, and at Audrey's, they kind of rehash everything, and Rosie once again gets frustrated with the ladies because they are essentially taking Kelsey's side and not listening to her. And I fully understand, because it's like, this lady is literally torturing me. This
Yeah.
lady is literally torturing me, and y'all are
They're
not
all,
listening to
they're
me.
all telling Rosie that they're on her side, but then they're not telling Kelsey to stop doing
What
what
she
she's
did was
doing, stop
wrong. Yeah.
antagonizing her.
And eventually it was just like they all ended up under the table. Ashley crashed out, which I fully understand Ashley's crash out. You are at my husband's restaurant and you're gonna fight?
Oh man, you know what? Those patrons are gonna come back all the time though, because they're gonna hope that they see that shit again and again.
Yeah. Honestly, it's
actually good
nuts.
publicity for the coffee shop.
It really is, because like, again, Audrey's is a big contention in Jared and Ashley's relationship, which I think they are doing a disservice of not showing Jared and Ashley, because Ashley is crazy and I love her, and she is just nuts. So then we get Rula and Alicia on the beach. Rula got out of the bed finally. They're on the beach, and Joellen's neighbor somehow randomly pops up, mic'd up, and Rula's like, did you talk to Joellen? And she kind of makes a face like, girl, you know I don't talk to that lady. And Rula just goes, see, I'm not the only one with problems. And it's like, girl, we know you and Joellen don't like each other. We know Joellen and you got problems. But your husband's cheating on you.
Yep.
And Alicia definitely didn't tell her about the video. So I'll be interested to see what's going on, because we have not gotten to the point where Rula had to file a restraining order on her husband because he was tracking her. There's so much that we haven't gotten to in the season.
I can't wait.
But the episode ended with the ladies, except for Kelsey and I think Rula, on their way to Boston to see Rosie's husband and his Sinatra performances. So I don't know if you guys know this, but Rosie's husband is a Frank Sinatra singer.
He's like Hayden.
He's like Hayden. Yes, like Hayden
He's
Grove.
a knockoff Hayden Grove.
Yes, a little bit of knockoff Hayden Grove.
Yes.
Shout out to Hayden Grove. We do love Hayden Grove on the show. But Joellen, Alicia, and Liz are in the car. Now, first of all, before, hilarious. Charcuterie. Hilarious. Alicia loves herself a cracker.
And it's not Suburban, it's a Lincoln Navigator, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
But they're in the car, and Alicia and Liz are talking about this conversation that they had in Newport. So in Newport, Alicia was like, hey, I was homeless. And Liz was like, girl, you were never homeless. Don't ever say that. You were never homeless. And Alicia was like, my dad literally sold our family home. Like, we were homeless
for weeks.
They are both correct.
Yes, because Liz said, in America, when you say homeless, you think of somebody living under a bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's what people think of as homeless. And then Alicia's like, you don't understand. We didn't have somewhere to live, but my grandparents took us in. Otherwise, we would have been homeless. So they're both right. They both need to get over it.
Yes. Now Liz says the only reason why I said what I said is not to invalidate Alicia, but just to protect her family. And it's like, you can protect her family without invalidating her feelings. Like, absolutely. Yeah. This makes Alicia cry. Joellen is trying to stop Liz and trying to get her off Alicia. And it's like, just calm down, stop.
I'm shocked the charcuterie board didn't go flying around the whole entire SUV.
Yeah. Her and Liz get into it, and Liz is like, get out of my ear. And then she says something that I think is so diabolical. She said, you can't attack me. I'm not like Rosie. And it's like, so y'all admit that you're attacking Rosie. So you admit that you're attacking her. So it's like, what are we like? And then the episode ends with them getting to Boston and Alicia crying. And in the episode preview, we see that Joellen and Liz essentially get into a physical altercation outside of the club because Joellen is trying to stop Liz, and she sees that Alicia is still crying. We know that one of Alicia's friends does join her. And she's also one of Rosie's good friends. But it just apparently this Boston trip is the trip that's like Andy has talked about it. He's like, y'all don't even understand. Like, this is gonna be nuts.
It is gonna be crazy. Just from what we saw already, like it's gonna be nuts. I can't wait.
It's again, just craziness all around. Now, before we do leave, before we get out of here, I do have one more thing to share. Love Island USA, while we were on the air, did share a statement about season 8 going forward. Again, we don't know any of the cast. We don't know anything about the cast.
But what'd they say?
Hold on, let me pull it up. I just had it, but I lost it. Hold on. Essentially, what it says is the villa runs on good vibes, and so does this community. We love seeing your reactions, opinions, and debates, but everyone deserves to feel safe and respected. This is a space for fun, not negativity. So keep it kind, keep it positive, and remember, this is Love Island.
Oh, jeez.
I'm just going to take a wild guess here. That means they're about to put a bunch of bullshit on our screens. And that means that
they heard us talking.
They know that everybody is going to be mad. They know they're about to do some shit.
Yep. They're either going to throw some wrenches in there that we're not going to be happy about, or everybody's going to get coupled up and it's going to be lame.
Again, they start next Tuesday. Yeah, next Tuesday is the day that the season starts. Literally June 2nd is when the season starts. So we, of course, will talk about it. I think we should definitely do a live watch along of the show.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I got commercials.
I told you I don't got commercials. So when you don't got commercials on Peacock, it comes on at 8:30. So I can sign into my Peacock and we can watch it. We can have a little watch along probably next Wednesday, because next Wednesday will be episode 2. So we can do a watch along either episode 1 or episode 2. You decide. Also, you know what? Let's extend the invitation to our program director, Anthony Alford.
Oh yeah,
Double A, please come on and we can all watch it together. I gave him and Eli an assignment on what to watch. So they better have watched. Speaking of Eli and Chad, they're gonna be coming up pretty soon. But we got to get out of here, people. Subscribe to Jersey Chasers on YouTube at Jersey Chasers. Please, please, please. Let us get monetized. Let us make money. We need money, people. Money.
You'd see more of us if we made money.
Also, follow us on all social media platforms. And when I say all, I mean all. We have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have Threads, we have a Twitch account. We have YouTube, like I mentioned. We're on iHeart. Listen to us wherever you get your podcast, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeart, Spotify. Listen to us everywhere. Next week we're gonna try to do a live watch along with Love Island one of the days. But we probably are gonna also have a normal Jersey Chasers episode. But Chris, do you have any more thoughts before we get out of here?
No, I gotta get going, man. I got an appointment tomorrow. I'm super excited. Finally got to close the deal. Yeah.
Congrats, Christy. All right, but this has been Jersey Chasers, and we love you guys. Tune into all the other beautiful shows on the network. We love you. Bye.
Bye.